So I'd like to share with you how I deal with my recurring tasks. Now, this is something that it can be, there's more than one way of skinning a cat. It's a lot easier in many ways to use, to do this electronically. I actually have a backup using Apple's calendar, and you can set recurring tasks to different frequencies. So you might set one for every day, or every 3 days, or every week, or every month, or every year. Someone's birthday, buying someone's present is a recurring task, but you don't need to think about that every day. Putting out the rubbish is a weekly task. You don't need to think about that on the other 6 days of the week. So we have daily tasks, we have weekly tasks, I've got a task where every 4 days I check my printer to make sure that the jets on the inkjet printer haven't frozen, haven't stuck with congealed ink. So that's something that is, for me, a recurring task every 4 days. So we have different recurring tasks, and we have different frequencies of repetition. So how can you do that with a paper-based system that is that's fairly easy to achieve the different frequencies? That is the key. So this is what I do. So you've probably seen this before. This is my EDC, my Guildford Mini Extra Slim, and because I want to check these tasks frequently, the page that I'm going to open is the front page, because that is the one that I'm going to refer to most often throughout the day. So here we go. So this is my daily recurring tasks. Let me just get my minimalist pen out. So I've just this is a facsimile of this is an example. Task 1, 2, 3, 4, and these will actually be real tasks, but for the purposes of demonstration, I've just written them out like this. And then these would be days of the week, starting Monday and ending Sunday. So there's a grid here. This paper is, I like to use Clairefontaine 5mm grid paper. This is A7 size, which fits perfectly in a mini-sized filofax, so long as you don't use tabs. Now, I don't use tabs, so it's not a problem. It is the perfect size. So here we go. So I just mark as I go through these tasks that I have generally set in chronological order through the day. So my task 1, for instance, will be checking comments that subscribers and other viewers have left on my YouTube videos, so that I can answer them, because I'm acutely aware that obviously people live in different time zones around the world. I'm on GMT here, Greenwich Mean Time in the UK, so it's important for me, in my opinion, to have that as the first task of the day. And I grab a coffee. So I suppose my first task of the day is grab a coffee, but that's, my body is programmed not to require any reminder of that, because I'm desperate for a coffee anyway. But there is, I think, something very therapeutic and about actually ticking off tasks as you do them, like a to-do list, but this is regular tasks on a grid. So I only have to create this once a week, so I do it every Sunday. So this will last 7 days, and to be honest, this single sheet, because it has a lot of heavy use, I'm referring to it and writing on it, shall we say, maybe 17, 18, 19, 20 times a day, and I'm writing on it. So it takes some heavy use, and so the holes tend to get a little bit frayed. They've never fallen out over a week, but a week is fine. I wouldn't want to do this every day, so that's hence the grid. It gives me some opportunity to not replicate repeat effort unnecessarily. So this will last my 7 days, and I actually find it's useful to see whether I've done the task or not on previous days. Now, you'll notice there is a dot here. I've just done them as examples, and that indicates that I've thought about the task, but I've decided for some reason not to actually complete that task today. And that does happen sometimes. Maybe I've run out of time, for instance. I'll give you an example. For me personally, I actually in amongst here there are two occasions where I'm reminding myself to check my comments. So I don't do it once a day, I do it twice a day. So my task one will be check comments, and then further down the day there will be another opportunity to remind myself to check comments. So it gives me an opportunity to do it twice a day. But from experience, I know that I don't have so many recurring tasks that I go onto another page, but obviously that's an option. It's not a problem. I could turn the page, draw it out again. I actually really like this Clairefontaine paper out of this Rhodia notebook. It's just really nice to write on, whether you're using a fountain pen or in this case, because I use a Pilot G2 insert, so that I'm not writing a journal here. I'm just getting it out and using it now and again. And so having an insert works very well for me. So it works well on this paper. I'm eulogising over the paper really, but you get the picture. I like it. I like this system very well. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, what do I do about the tasks where I need to do something weekly or take the example of checking my printer. If I'm not actually using it from day to day, then I want to run a piece of paper through the printer once every 4 days, shall we say. So what I do with that is, these are daily recurring tasks, but there are other tasks, as I've mentioned. So what I do, I'm just going to try and avoid revealing stuff I have to do in reality. So let's take this. So I have got 2 tasks here that are recurring tasks in my diary, and different people have different diaries for different things, but I'm experimenting at the moment with having a diary in my EDC. And I've set these 2 examples up. So this says task 19 brackets 7, task 20 brackets 4. Now the 7 refers to how many days, how often do I need to do this task 19, for instance. And it's 7, so that is 7 days. And then task 20, let's assume this is my printer. It says task 24. So what I do with that, let's say I've checked the printer, and then I will cross it off. So I'll write there. So I just mark here. Some people do a tick. I like to do a scribble, because if I don't have my glasses on, then a big scribble like that is actually more visible when you go through the page. I find it. The speed at which I can do that, I can quickly check without my glasses if I just squint a bit. But what I do, once I've done that task, then I will turn over the pages. I'll turn over 4 pages, because I'm using a data a page, as it were. Not data a page. I'm actually using. I quite like this setup. I'll describe this setup here in another video, but just a heads up here. So that says Sunday 19th of Feb. So that says Sunday 19th of Feb. What I quite like, and I'm experimenting with all sorts of different diary formats at the moment. I'm quite enjoying. I'm just trying to at the moment have appointments on the left, tasks on the right. And these tasks might be recurring tasks like these tasks, or it might be a one-off task like I don't know, go and buy some milk. Well, I don't do that every day, or it's not a recurring specific task, but if I run out of milk, then I could buy some milk or something like that, or go and pick up a parcel or something like that. So these are tasks, and these are appointments, if you like, scheduled appointments. And so I like to see everything. I'm digressing here because we're talking about recurring tasks, but I like to see a global picture, if you like this. There's plenty of real estate because I use custom oversized sheets. This is a massive amount of real estate in a mini-sized filofax. I love it. I'm really enjoying this level of real estate. Have I got my diary that I was trying? No. Well, you just have to. Actually, I can. Okay, so I was using. This is a Rovia, and I was using this for my diary up until a few days ago. But then I thought, actually, could I do it in here? Not the elephant in the room is, of course, you cannot have 365 sheets of paper in here, but all will be revealed in another video about how I do that, how I manage to achieve this level of real estate within a diary system in such a small form factor as a mini-sized filofax. But what I do with these recurring tasks is, once I've completed it, I then turn over the pages, 4 pages, and then write, in this case, task 20, 4 pages on, and then I manually write 7 pages on my task 19, which is every 7 days. And this system allows you to manually add the next recurring task in your series to any number of pages. So you could for instance have a birthday, let's say task 21, and I put 365. Well, that task 21, let's say that's a birthday gift for my a grandchild. Well, I've got I know roughly I know roughly. I've got quite a few grandchildren now, so sometimes it's easy to forget, isn't it? But this is why it's good to have a diary. And then what I will do is I will not turn over 365 pages because I don't have 365 days, but I've covered it. I have covered my rolling yearly diary in another way, but I would go to the appropriate point in my diary in the future and just write task 21 or whatever the task is, birthday gift for child A, and then once I've done it, I will tick it off or mark it like this, and this 7-day task. But essentially, this system, and I've been agonising over this and mulling it over for months, and I have been generally using recurring tasks in Apple's excellent calendar app, which is so good because you can just repeat the task at a click of a button, and you can set the recurring frequency so easily. But I really do like ticking off tasks using paper and pen, which I guess is why we're here, why we're talking about this, because we're all interested in paper-based productivity and trying to make it as simple as we can, notwithstanding we all live busy lives. But I just find it very, very therapeutic to use this system where you have a daily sheet for daily recurring tasks, and other tasks that have a frequency longer than a day can easily be put into your paper-based diary system, simply because, at least for me, there aren't that many. I would say there's probably less than 100 recurring tasks that have a frequency greater than 1 day. And so I'm prepared to spend I'm prepared to do the legwork, to spend the man hours recording that, because frankly the benefits, there are huge benefits in recording this type of thing on paper. As we all know, this is what we're all here for. Even though we live in a digital world, the not only the therapeutic, but the practical advantages of using pen and paper for recurring tasks is something that is not to be denied. I mean, it is a fantastic thing, is it not? So I'm waffling now, but thank you very much for watching, listening. If you're listening to this as some people are, they're listening. What I am trying to do, and let me just digress very, very slightly before I end this. I'm acutely aware that some people are indeed listening to this video as if it's a podcast. And so what I'm trying to do is trying to make my, what I'm saying, give the viewer, or the listener in this case, enough information to gain some benefit from effectively what might be construed as a video podcast on something like this. So thank you very much for watching and listening, if that's what you're doing, and until next time, goodbye.